Greetings. And thanks for the genuine appreciation. I am a senior homeopathic physician having more than 3 decades of practice. Below my original message, I am now sending my personal NDE details for publication. You can also put my email address on that. Let like-minded persons can come together and discuss this important matter which has wholly engaged the collective Indian mind for thousands of years. With warm greetings. We in India, with our hoary philosophical traditions of more than 7,000 years and experiences of thousands of saints and sages, believe in the holistic philosophy of life. No experiments conducted on average experience criteria or objective studies of the brain can explain the function of consciousness. Each man's experience will be different, like the fact that no two thumb impressions match. NDE of an evolved soul will be transcendental. It is like a quantum jump. While as experiences of many ordinary people may be ascribed to stresses or emotional factors, in the matter of consciousness, we are entering a quantum field wherein modern science has no guidelines. I was also skeptical about transcendental experiences until I had one NDE experience in 1969. After suffering an attack of acute dysentery and loss of blood, I was nearing the end. Suddenly, I left the body and from the ceiling could look down on my body. In that state, I could instantly be aware of anything I thought about. I thought of my mother. I could see her running helter-skelter on a platform to catch a train. Later, when I luckily recovered, I corroborated that in fact at that precise moment she was running on a platform hundreds of kilometers away to catch a train to come to my place, on receipt of a telegram about my critical condition. Any NDE that can be found true to objective reality is astonishing. How can mind travel through space and time? Mind is transcendental reality. A quantum entity. Science has not still reached a stage of understanding it. As Shakespeare put it, there are truths undreamt of under the sky. Details. The incident actually occurred in September 1969. As NDE is a profound experience, it is deeply etched in my memory. I can recollect even minute details of it instantaneously, though more than 3 decades have passed. At that time, I was 37 and a robust young man. I was an agnostic, skeptical of religion or anything that could not be called strictly scientific. My family had just moved into a small town called Aluru in Andhra Pradesh, India. Because of the unhygienic conditions there, I had a serious bout of dysentery. Avoiding self-treatment, I put myself under the care of my friend in General Hospital. In spite of a vigorous course of antibiotics, the dysentery did not subside. I lost a heavy amount of blood. Added to that, a serious fever developed. After a few days, my condition deteriorated very rapidly. Pulse became very weak and barely palpable. On the 3rd day of the full moon at midnight, the physician was summoned, as my condition rapidly deteriorated and I was collapsing. While he was checking my heartbeats, suddenly I left the body. From the ceiling, I was looking at my own body. The visibility was very poor, as if a thick cloud of smoke separated me from the rest of the surroundings. The severe pain that I was experiencing just before leaving the body had vanished. I was calm and composed. Suddenly, I realized I was dead. My God! I have brought my young kids and family and have left them in a strange place without any protection financially or otherwise. Visibility was not clear. Everything was misty. But it was as though I could see without vision, hear without sound. I was in another dimension of existence. I could hear the laments of women below and the hushed conversation. One thought became prominent in me. How absurd life is. In the morning, the body would be cremated. Is this all to life? What a meaningless end to a chain of boundless wonders and potential opportunities. It is like bubble floating on a sea. Then what is death? An entrance to another dimension? I was calmly and objectively thinking while my brain and body were lying below. As though I was not the person affected by death. Evolution endows matter with higher and higher levels of consciousness, and death seems to snatch it. While brooding, I became aware of a presence. In a speechless communication, it informed me that I could re-enter the body if I so desired. But no time should be lost. At that critical moment, I pleaded for an answer to the riddle of life as that thought had fully engrossed me. There was a beautiful vision of stars roaring past me. At the center of all that tumult was a glowing light. Each star appeared to be a minute center of consciousness. It was merging into and emerging from the central consciousness as desired by that cosmic will which shone like a very huge sun. The vision vanished and I noticed that the doctor was looking down at me with amazement. I smiled feebly and told him I was okay. In that out-of-body state I could fulfill all my desires as if I were omnipotent, omniscient. I thought of my mother and I could see her running hectically on a platform at a railway station hundreds of miles away. When I entered the body, the virulent infection had vanished and I could recoup in a couple of days. My mother later confirmed that indeed she was frantically running around Vijayawada railway station inquiring about a train to Eluru after receiving the telegram about my critical condition. NDEs cannot be explained in normal objective terms. I underwent a positive personality change. All my arrogance vanished.